Need to say hello, let me introduce myself. I'm 40 degrees below, means I'm cold, means I'm flu, means I've already flown. I'm flyer than JetBlue, and they got a lot of passengers. What passengers are you? Do you feel me?
That's ADAEZE, never usual, never expect the usual from her. And she's in with us now. Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Listen, you have, I don't know if I can just define it as your own personal style.
Thank
How
you.
do you define, your style of dress?
I just don't really think about it that much. I think when you try to define it, then it becomes something that everybody else is doing. I just do what I like. So I'm in a black mood, so I wear black.
Yeah.
I'm into these hats, so I wear these hats.
Yeah,
That's
so
simple.
you're an artist.
Yeah.
You're a writer. You're a little bit of everything.
A little bit.
If somebody asked you who is ADAEZE, what would you say?
I'll just say that I am someone who believes in God, believes that I'm talented and I have to use those gifts. So the gifts, I can't really account for, where it came from or whatever. So I just use them for whatever I think God wants me to use them for. So that just happens to be creative. It happens to be social. Yeah.
At what point did you realize, I have this awesome talent that I want to take in this particular direction?
Yeah. Well, I was studying at the University of Florida, so maybe in 2009 or so, I got into spoken word poetry. And when I first started doing that and I started interacting with the audience and they would give me feedback, I realized, wait a minute, there's something to this. There's something that people are getting from what I have to say. So after that, I just kind of stuck with it. I've been a musician ever since I was a kid, so I just put that to the music and started doing rap.
All right. Now, these days, you are embarking on something called the Face Depression Campaign. Tell me a
Yes.
little bit more about that.
So Face Depression started in February this year. So I'm someone who's dealt with depression for years. And it's one of those things, fortunately for me, when I first started realizing what was going on, I was in Florida. There wasn't as much of a stigma, and I had a lot of help from the school to seek counseling. When I came back here, I found that that's not really the case.
Okay, let's take a step back. First thing you said is you've been dealing with depression for a long time.
Yeah.
When did you recognize that it was depression? Because in speaking with a lot of people who go through depression, they say, well, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I thought that I just felt down every day. So how did you recognize it was depression?
I actually have to give credit to my friends. My friends would see me and say, you know what, you need some help. What was happening is I was unable to get up. I would find it extremely hard to do anything during the day. There were some days that I would stay in bed all day, not eat all day. You're just extremely lethargic. You can't find that willpower to do anything. And it's not laziness. When you're not in that mood, you can get stuff done. And so my friend said, you need to go see someone. I went to a therapist and they diagnosed me with bipolar depression. And after that, I just learned to see what all the signs were. Sometimes I'll be very high, sometimes very low.
What's bipolar depression?
So bipolar, there are two types, bipolar 1 and 2. Bipolar 2, which is the one I have, is characterized by maybe months or an extended period of time of a depression and then hypomania, so you get extremely hyper. So sometimes people going through these things, they don't really realize, wait, I'm feeling more hyper than usual, and then they say, out of nowhere, you will hear that, out of nowhere, I just don't feel so good. So that's bipolar, where you go from high to low, and there's not much period in between of just feeling normal and level. And a lot of that is attributed to what's going on in your brain. So literally chemicals are deficient in the brain, chemicals that will help you stay balanced and that affect mood.
How do you manage it?
Right now, it took so much work to get it under control. Therapy, a mixture of therapy. I did a lot of research online to see what I should eat, what would help. So like a lot of fish oils, people might not know, really help. Things like trying to regularize your sleep patterns. So I would not get sleepy until maybe 3 o'clock. And then
in the morning?
Up in the morning.
Wow.
So like there was a period for months and months, I just could not sleep before 3 in the morning. So trying to regularize that, cutting out caffeine, for people who smoke, trying to cut down on the nicotine, because all these things, you know, play with each other to affect your mood. Even things like getting sunlight, going outside, you know. My parents, I actually did a stint 2 weeks in C4 as a psych ward at QAH. And when it came off, my parents had to say, okay, Camille, let's go outside. Let's go to the beach. Let's go for ice cream. So that's how I managed it.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Because like you said, whilst you were going to school at the university in Florida, you know, the stigma is a little different. In Barbados, we know, you know, it's totally different when we think of depression or mental illness.
Yeah.
The way we treat people, you know, for me and for a lot of people, you are not the face of a mental illness.
Yeah, no.
You know?
People think the paros, just people crazy. Oh, you think it's crazy when you think mental illness, but really 1 in 5 people are reported to have dealt with or deal with depression. In my opinion, it's more than that. It's just people don't want to say. So really, we just need, I think if we saw it as a flaw in chemistry and not a weakness, especially women, you know, there might be so many women, maybe single mothers, maybe people going through postpartum depression, and they just think, no, I can't be weak. That's how we think. I can't be weak. I'm fine. Bajans always say I'm good. But I think in doing this program, Face Depression, so many people have messaged me, so many people, all different ages, saying, this is something I've been dealing with. This is so overdue. You know, we need to deal with it differently in Barbados. So if you check online, Face Depression on Facebook, you'll see so many stories of different people, and then people commenting. The last month that we did it, we featured someone named Renelle, and the number of shares just is amazing. It's as though Barbados just heaved a collective sigh of relief, you know what I mean?
I mean, you know, I know a few people who are from Nigeria, and a big thing for them, you know, sometimes cultural influences, you know, change. So a big thing for them is you really shouldn't say to somebody from Nigeria, you're mad, because it's very, very offensive.
Yeah.
In Barbados, we say that all the time. You know, it's just like one of those things. You say to your friends, you say to someone, if you're cussing them out, you're mad. You know, people
so
just
crazy.
say, yeah, people
Or
just say,
stop being so emo.
it's true.
Yeah.
You know, now that you know about your condition, you know, how does, you know, that make you feel to know that people just use those terms indiscriminately oftentimes?
I guess, to be honest, I can only speak from my perspective. Someone else dealing with the same thing might feel differently. But from my perspective, I just see it as a manifestation of ignorance on their part. I don't think they mean to be offensive. I think they just don't understand what those words mean and what it means to call somebody crazy or call someone mad, and kind of just brush them off. So I don't take personal offense to it, but I know there's some people who would prefer it if you cut those words out.
Yeah.
But I personally don't mind.
A lot of the times mental illness, there's a family history, or there's some family history that we really do not want to acknowledge because of how we view it. So, you know, I want you to kind of look back and in hindsight tell me what these signs are that your parents might have been able to pick up on to help you if they knew what to look for.
That's a difficult one. I remember in primary school, though, the only thing that comes to mind in primary school, I think it was shortly after my grandfather passed. I feel like there was a period when I would go to school and months after, not just immediately after, but months after, maybe things just weren't the same after that, but I would just go to school and I have periods where I just wanted to cry. Nothing was wrong. Well, nothing was wrong. I didn't feel sad before. I would just all of a sudden want to cry, and stuff like that. Just wanting to be quiet, wanting to be isolated. I think those are signs, and it's really important for parents to try to pick up on these things. Sometimes a child may just be introverted, but if your child's mood is fluctuating seemingly randomly, that's something to pick up on. If they're just trying to close the door and turn off the light and, you know, that sort of stuff, they might be dealing with something.
You know, thinking back about it, you know, was it that you wanted somebody to help you, to ask you what was going on, or did you just want to be by yourself? You know, if someone had approached you amidst these feelings and said, what's happening?
Yeah.
Would that have made a difference?
A bit of both. A part of it is only now that I'm so comfortable speaking about it. But I think at the time, you kind of don't want anyone to know. So you don't want anyone to ask. If anyone asks, you just say, okay. But I know deep down, I would have loved for my friends to really talk to me about like deeper issues. I remember distinctly when I was on the dorm, a couple of my friends, they would jokingly say, oh my gosh, you're so bipolar. And I didn't take it seriously at the time. I just felt like, geez, like, I guess they noticed that my mood is changing.
Bipolar, one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were saying it casually, not literally like, I think you should see a doctor because you may be bipolar. It was just like, oh my gosh, so bipolar. So it would have been nice at that time to have people who would say, okay, Camille, you need to get up. You need to come outside with us. Because I would be amongst a lot of people. There will be times when I'm with them, I'm so happy. But then also many days when it will just be days in a room and no one will come to, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so difficult for me to think of you in that way because all of our interactions have always been you being so happy-go-lucky and, you know, just happy and full of life and loving what you do.
Yeah.
You started by describing yourself as someone who loves God and who knows God. You know, what part did that play in helping you get to this place?
That's a good
with
question.
this disease?
I'm glad you asked that question because, you know, being the founder of Face Depression, sometimes I try to be careful how much religion or spirituality I bring into the campaign itself, but I'm glad for the opportunity to speak from my perspective. So for me, God was a big part of it because I felt very often, even in those times when I felt extremely low, in the back of my head, I knew that God was there and that there will be something to come from it. I had that sense of peace, even though a lot of turmoil, that sense of peace that, don't worry, something will come from this. And I think this campaign is something that has come from it. And then just him providing people, good people eventually, to help me get through it. So that's it.
We're going to take a break. ADAEZE is here, and she's talking about things that we don't usually talk about. And it's on the cusp of World Mental Health Week. Mental Health Week is coming up next week. So it's perfect time to talk about it. Stay with us.
You don't know what you're missing. Started as a poet, my flow it was heaven sent. So I dish what's relevant. Man, not make a lot of dollars, but I make a lot of sense. And you know it, here I go. I know a lot of words, pero no comprendo, no. Too heavy, erase my next line, cause you ain't even ready. Posing like the realest, but you ain't even read me. I'm here, we've been through this traffic, I'm gone already. You can put me in your play and see, I did my job, who's paying me? Real talk, done pay my dues, healing souls, but they judge the wall, but can't walk in shoes, made for me, that's custom made, that's luxury, just check my name, that's royalty, I will be great, that's destiny in this song, been putting myself through training, building a beast that can't be tamed in, fame in, money can't sway me, let the church say amen, but amen, I'm still gonna need my payment, I'm a different breed, I'm a different breed. I'm a different breed.
That's ADAEZE. She's in with us today and talking about a campaign that she's launched. She's an artist and an activist.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd really love to applaud you for you know, just being open and frank and speaking about this from the heart, sharing your personal experiences, because I know it will mean a great deal to a whole lot of people. You know, it certainly means a lot to me, having a history of, you know, I've had members of my family who've had mental illness as well. So, you know, to have people who speak about it openly, it means a great deal, because this is something that we usually kind of sweep under the carpet here in the region. All right. Now, in terms of your music, you know, there's still that God influence in there. But how do you classify your music?
I would just say inspirational. I'll leave it at inspirational. I think, you know, I don't have to say Jesus, Jesus in everything, but that's the influence. And I think it comes out. I think people get a sense of what my beliefs are from the music. So I'll just say inspirational.
Yeah. Inspirational music.
Yeah.
How do you approach, you know, your songwriting and putting together your music? It's so different. You know, it's just you. Is nothing like we're accustomed to.
So I generally, when I'm writing a song, I might start it on piano or guitar. And I just, a lot of the times when I'm writing a song, it's something I'm writing to encourage myself. So a lot of times, that's how it comes about. And then I just, you know, share it with the world after that. But I've been influenced by so many different types of music. So especially the music that's coming up now for the EP, like, I guarantee you, if you think the stuff now is different, the stuff that you're about to hear is really different. Really different.
Yeah, talk to us about that new album you're working towards.
Right, so I'm working on an EP called 3 Times a Day, DAE, 3 times a day, and I'm producing it myself, which I'm excited about. That's something that will be new for me. And it has that big sound. You'll hear a lot of live instruments, which, again, you know, I grew up in orchestra and in choirs, so you're going to hear that influence a lot. And a lot of the songs are inspirational, and then there's a couple mellow ones where I just go in, because I love words. I love to play with words. So you'll get that lyricism, and then you'll get those tracks like Not My Name and One Love, those kinds of tracks that make you want to dance. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. How long have you been working on it?
This has been almost a year now. Just steady. I did a set of songs, and then I shortlisted it and continued working on the ones that were shortlisted. So, you know, halfway through the process, I got opinions from a lot of artists in Barbados shortlisted. So I'm pretty confident that what's going to come out will be the best of what I've made in this past year.
Well, you just started the Face Depression campaign a little while ago. Where are you hoping to take that campaign?
So the next steps, though not official, but the goal is to have a national campaign next year, and ultimately to reach out to the entire region so that there will be Face Depressions campaigns in each island. So every island has some infrastructure for those citizens to deal with depression. And I would also like to have things like support groups, maybe different panels, go out into the community and talk to people in smaller groups about what depression really is. And I am really, you know, I don't know when this will happen, but I like to dream about things, to have infrastructure where people who are diagnosed or need to be diagnosed but can't afford health care to get free therapy or free medication or whatever, but on a wider scale. I know you can maybe go to the clinic or so, but on a wider scale. So just about breaking the stigma, that's it for me.
ADAEZE, your look is very androgynous.
Yeah.
You know, do you get a lot of comments about that? Do people often ask you about it?
Yeah, I do. It's interesting because a couple years ago, I would walk through town so much so that I would have to put in headphones just so people would leave me alone. And I would get a lot of comments, and I used to take them a bit negatively. Once I got a bit more confident and I would hear the same things, it's almost as though people see the confidence on you, and those negative comments became positive comments. So like, I like your style. So yeah, I know you don't see it quite often, especially in Bridgetown or something, but I'm happy to bring something fresh.
Yeah, it definitely is fresh, and I'm sure you get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Especially when I do something different with my hair.
You're always changing the hair up, it's true.
I get bored.
I can tell. The hair is, what's this, platinum blonde today?
Yeah, it is like gray maybe. Yeah.
Yeah? I'm loving it though.
Thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous. And where'd you fetch this hat?
This hat was actually a gift. When I went to Toronto, I was searching for this hat and I could not find one that was my size. As you can tell, I am petite. So I could not find a hat that would actually fit me. And then a good friend of mine, she traveled and she got it for me. So this is a special hat, a gift.
Nice. Tell me about the song I Ain't Trippin'.
I Ain't Trippin'. Wow. That song came out of an experience with an artist that I was working with. This is hilarious. An artist that I was working with, and just a relationship that went bad. And I don't have many of those. So it was making me trip out for a little while to have lost that friendship. So I just put my feelings on it and came to the conclusion that I wouldn't stress about it anymore.
Here's what she's saying. I ain't tripping. This is ADAEZE.
Every dog has its day, and every dog has its night. Sometimes you gotta wait in line, cause not every battle is worth the fight. Let me get specific. You ain't present, though you gifted. Yeah, you fly, but you ain't lifted. All that shines ain't refined, didn't wish it, but the star fell. Now you got me feeling like I'm tripping down the stairwell. Burning something precious, now that's artist, arson. I saw into the future, but didn't see our end. Man, that's crazy. A lot of us miss our friend. Now I wanna put the old you on a curtain. Only wanna speak up, I ain't begging your pardon. I keep it real, and good for you. But homie, you could keep the deal. And what's messed up is when you was pressed up, I was there for you. Wherever you go, I just pray to genuinely gon' care for you. Why? Cause real friends are rare, and real friends don't put real friends behind career. Yeah, that's real talk. Moving with lanes, how you gonna learn a real walk? So think about me sometime, cause I think about you often. I'm putting it in this rhyme so I could get it off my chest. Best believe I believed you were the best. I had no peace, I couldn't rest, but thank God now I'm tripping less and less. I wash my hands, I love you till forever. I'll do what God commands. I pray you journey safely, I pray you ain't alone. Goodbye to the gem, say hello to the clone. It's a pity, but it's life. You left, that ain't right, but trust that tonight I'm sleeping alright. I ain't tripping. Nah, I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. Nah.
She's a young activist, an MC, a producer these days, an entertainer, a storyteller. She's ADAEZE, and that, of course, was her video to I Ain't Trippin'. I absolutely love her style, and I know that you too do as well. So make sure that you check out Face Depression. It's her baby of sorts, a brand new campaign that's coming up. She's going to perform for us now a song that you can look out for on that new EP that she talked all about. Here she is giving us one. It's called Not My Name. Here's ADAEZE.
Yeah. Yeah. So enjoy at home. That's not my name. Yeah. Say, that's not my name. That's not my name. God call me something else. That's not my name. Check it out. Bad, young, something about that's wrong. Not trying to reclaim words meant to break us. Who needs enemies when you got traitors? Pick your crown up off the shelf. People gonna call you what you call yourself. Yeah, and it's time for a change. Say that's not my name. That's not my name. I'm brighter. I'm bold. I can touch the sky. I'm a fighter. Got faith that I could fly. Yeah, I'm wiser. No, I'm not the same. And if you call me otherwise, I'ma scream, that's not my name. That's not my name. Nah, boy. That's not my name. Nah, that's not my name. Not at all. That's not my name. Check the second verse. That's not my name. Just like your father, you ain't gonna be Yeah, I see you staying on your grind, but you can't do it. You should just quit. You think you pretty, huh? But them looks is all you got. Tell them no, it's not what you're saying. There's no way that's my name. That's not my name. I'm brighter, I'm bold, I can touch the sky. I'm a fighter, got faith that I can fly. Yeah, I'm wiser. No, I'm not the same. And if you call me otherwise, I'ma scream, that's not my name. That's not my name. Yeah, that's not my name. Yo, that's not my name. Not to talk. That's not my name. All right, enjoy at home. That's not my name. They can't tell you who you are. Say this. That's not my name. They can't tell you who you are. Nah, that's not my name. They can't tell you who you are. That's not my name. One last time at home. Say it. That's not my name. I'm brighter. I'm bold. I can touch the sky. I'm a fighter, got faith that I could fly. Yeah, I'm wiser, no, I'm not the same. And if you call me otherwise, I'ma scream, that's not my name. That's not my name. Yeah, that's not my name. And you can say this too, say, that's not my name. Nah, boy, that's not my name. Hook again. Yo. You might be at work in the lunchroom or something. Don't watch nothing, you can still dance. Yeah. That's not my name. So listen carefully, yeah? Get a lighter, cause you a beautiful survivor. You so smart, you so ill, man, you so dope. You so trill, don't let them keep you down, man. You fighting and you rising and you climbing. So tell them, get the right name.
Yeah, ADAEZE.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful. I love the beat. I love the song. I love the concept, of course. Basically, you're saying don't let anybody define you.
Exactly.
You are who you are and be you.
Yes.
And that's what your Face Depression campaign is,
Yeah.
you know. So for any young people out there who are watching, or anybody at all who, you know, they might be saying, this is their aha moment. They're saying, you know, that's me that she's talking about. What would you say to them?
I would say just find out who you are and stay true to it. The finding out who you are is the hard part, but that's the important part. So once you do that, just stay true to it, and the people that are meant to be around you for that will be around you.
How can we get onto the Face Depression campaign?
Right. So you could go to facedepressiontogether.com, or you could just search Face Depression on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and that's it. Yeah.
You also work with Marissa Lindsay with your music. That's
Yeah.
how I got on to you.
Yeah, she did some vocal training with me before. She's a great lady.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you hoping for in moving forward with your music?
Really just that I would receive the rewards of the hard work. You know, I don't want anything special. I just want to put in the work, do what I believe I'm supposed to do, and whatever comes, comes.
Well, you're an inspiration.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thanks a lot.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank
All right,
you.
so ADAEZE is here with us. I love that song. Don't you just love that song? Make sure you check her out. And if you need help, go to Face Depression on Facebook. If you type it in, it comes up very, very easily.
Yep.
All right, so what's coming up on the mix on Friday? You should come by too, ADAEZE.
Okay.
We are going to be at the Barbados Hilton coming up this Friday. The Barbados Hilton, you have to come on down and check it out. We are going to be live from 11 o'clock to 1 p.m. and we want you to come down and be a part of the live audience, okay? There are a lot of exciting things to do. It's called Rediscover Hilton. It's at the Barbados Hilton, like I told you, and it's going to run all throughout the day. So come on down and be a part of our live audience. You don't want to miss it. Bye-bye from us. Take care.
That's not my name. That's not my name.